So, ayan. Welcome to our channel, The House of Accounting. Okay. So, our topic for today is about events after the reporting period. Okay. So, events after the reporting period is under PAS 10. Paragraph 3 defines events after the reporting period as those events, whether favorable or unfavorable, that occur between the end of the reporting period and the date on which the financial statements are authorized for issue. Okay? So ano ba yung mga pinag-uusapan nating event dito? Okay? Yung mga pinag-uusapan nating event dito is from the reporting period. For example, no, under your CFAS, dapat at least annually, no, nagre-report ang entity. So, for example, ang reporting mo is December 31, 2025. Okay? Tapos, sabi ng management, o kaya ng board of directors, sige, pwede na natin gamitin or ipakita sa labas or i-public issue na natin yung ating FS ng February 15, 2025. Okay? Yung mga events na nangyari from December 31 up to February 15 are the events after the reporting period. Okay? Yan yung mga events na ina-account mo. Okay? So, there are two types of events after the reporting period. Number one is yung adjusting events and number two is yung non-adjusting events. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating adjusting events, no, ito yung mga events na nakakaapekto sa financial condition ng mga nireport mo nung December 31, 2025. Okay? So, nagkaroon ng additional evidence dun sa nireport mo noong December 31, 2025. Therefore, naiapektuhan yung mga elements. Okay? Whereas, kapag February 15, whereas pag non-adjusting events rather, okay, pag non-adjusting events, ito naman yung mga events na nangyari from December 31 up to Feb 15 na hindi nakakaapekto dun sa financial condition. But rather, may mga indicative signs na mangyayari sila, pero kailangan mo lang silang i-disclose. Okay? Kailangan mo lang i-disclose lalo na kapag material. Okay? So, adjusting events is yung mga events na nakaapekto sa financial condition, therefore, kailangan mo i-adjust. Non-adjusting events, ito yung mga hindi nakakaapekto dun sa financial condition, meron lang signs or indicative conditions na merong mangyayaring event, pero hindi naapektuhan yung financial condition, therefore, disclose. Okay? So, ano ba ang mga example ng mga adjusting events? Number one, no? Number one example is yung settlement daw of after the reporting period of a court case because it confirms that the entity already had present obligation at the end of the reporting period. Okay? Ito yung mga nasa court case, no? For example, no, at the end of the reporting period, December 31, 2025, nag-recognize ka ng provision. Okay? Which estimates the amount, no? Under the provision, ini-estimate mo lang kung ilan yung amount na ikakatalo mo. Okay? Anong nangyari is natalo ka, nagbayad ka na. Okay, after the reporting period, nagbayad ka na. Since alam mo na kung magkano yung kailangan mong bayaran, yun na yung i-adjust mo ng December 31, 2025. Okay, papalitan mo na yung inestimate mong provision. Okay? Next, number 2 is yung bankruptcy of a customer which occur after the reporting period. For example, nag-recognize ka na ng accounts receivable sa December 31, 2025. Yun pala na bankrupt yung customer mong yun. Okay? Since na bankrupt, okay, kailangan mong i-recognize siya at net realizable value, meaning kung ilan na lang yung makokolekta mo sa receivable mong yun. Okay? Kaya adjusting event siya. Next is yung determination after the reporting period of cost of asset purchased before the end of the reporting period. Example nito is kung yari bumili ka ng equipment. Okay? So, yung binili mong equipment, recognize mo at the end of the reporting period at historical cost. Ngayon, i-install po pala siya. Okay? So, magre-recognize ka pa ng installation fee. Okay? Nangyari yung installation in between ng December 31 at saka Feb 15. Okay? Tapos may mga na directly attributable cost ka pang na-recognize. Okay? Since mababago yung na-recognize mong historical cost ng PPE, kailangan mong i-adjust yung ni-recognize mo ng December 31, 2025 na PPE. Okay? Next, number 4 is yung determination after the reporting period of profit sharing or bonus payment if the entity has present obligation at the end of the reporting period to make such payment. Example nito is kung yari, nag-declare ka no, ng profit sharing tsaka bonus payment. Okay? Since nag-declare ka, okay, i-estimate mo ngayon kung magkano yung babayaran mo sa mga empleyado mo. Pero nagyari ang actual na bayaran doon sa profit sharing and bonus issue between December 31 hanggang Feb 15. Since nagkaroon ng alam mo na kung magkano yung babayaran mo, yun na yung i-recognize mo ng December 31, 2025. Okay? Next is yung discovery of fraud errors that show financial statements were incorrect. Okay? The discovery of fraud, since nagkaroon ng fraud, hindi na nire-reflect ng December 31, 2025 mo yung tamang financial statements. So, kailangan mong i-adjust yung tama. Okay? Kailangan mong i-correct yung mga pagkakamali, yung fraud and errors para ma-reflect niya yung uh, proper financial statements mo during December 31, 2025. Okay? Ano naman yung mga examples ng non-adjusting events? Examples ng mga non-adjusting events are mga indicative conditions that arise at the end of the reporting period pero hindi maapektuhan yung financial condition. Okay? So, number 1 is yung business combination after the reporting period. Na-finalize na siya, no? Na-finalize na yung business combination after the reporting period kaya hindi siya maka-affect sa financial condition ng December 31, 2025 FS. Plan to discontinue an operation. Okay? Yung mga, for example natin ng discontinuance is, for example, dito si Jollibee, i-discontinue na daw niya yung Jollibee dito sa San Jose del Monte. Okay? Kapag diniscontinue na yun, hindi naman siya makaka-affect sa financial condition ng Jollibee. So, non-adjusting events, disclosure. Next is major purchase and disposal of assets or expropriation of major asset by the government. Examples niyan ng expropriation is yung kinuha ng gobyerno yung asset para gamitin for public use. Destruction of major production plant fire after the reporting period. Okay, by natural events, no? Nagkaroon ng sunog dun sa iyong planta by natural events. So, since hindi maka-apekto sa financial condition, kailangan mo lang siyang i-reflect as disclosure. Okay? Major ordinary share transaction and potential ordinary share transaction after the reporting period. Announcing or commencing the implementation of major restructuring, entering significant commitment or contingent liability, for example, issuing guarantees, and commencing of major litigation arising solely from events that occurred after the reporting period. Okay? So, tuwing kailan ba, no? Tuwing kailan mo masasabi na yung FS mo is authorized for use na? Okay? May dalawang general rule, no, for financial statements authorized for use. Una is kapag inauthorize na siya ng Board of Directors. Kung kailan inauthorize ng Board of Directors for use, yun na ang authorization date. Okay? Number 2 is kapag may supervisory board. Kapag may supervisory board, meaning sila yung overseeing, no, ng management, once na na-issue na sa supervisory board, pwede na rin i-issue sa public yung financial statements. Yun na rin yung authorization date. Okay? So, example, management of an entity completes draft financial statements for the year December 31, 20x1 on February 28, 20x2. On March 18, 20x2, the Board of Directors reviewed the financial statements and authorized them for issue. The entity announces its profit selected and other financial information on March 19. The financial statements are made available to shareholders on April 1. The shareholders approved the financial statements at their annual meeting on May 15, and approved financial statements are then filed with the regulatory body on May 17. So, tuwing kailan yung authorization? Ang general rule is kapag may board of direction approval na, no? Okay? So, since ang final say is board of directors, the date of financial statements are authorized for issue on March 18. Okay? Next naman is kapag may supervisory board. Okay? Kapag may supervisory board, once na issue na ng management sa supervisory board, pwede na rin siyang i-issue sa labas. Yun na rin yung authorization date. So, example, on March 18, 20X2, the management of an entity authorized financial statement for issue to its supervisory board. The supervisory board is made up solely of non-executive and may include the representative of employee and other outside interests. The supervisory board approved the FS on March 26, 20X2. The financial statements are made available to shareholders and other April 1, 20X2. The shareholders approved the financial statements at their annual meeting on May 15, and the financial statements are then filed with the regulatory body on May 17. So, tuwing kailan daw ang authorization? Answer is March 18 kasi na-authorize na or na-issue na ng management sa supervisory board yung financial statements. Okay? Next. Next is yung tinatawag naman na dividends. Okay? Si dividends is example of non-adjusting events. Okay? Lalo na kapag ang dividends is na-declare after the reporting period. Okay? Kapag na-declare na yung dividends after the reporting period, tapos na-declare siya bago ma-authorize ang FS for issue, kailangan mo siyang i-disclose. Okay? So example, BSA Corporation declared dividends on January 31, 2025. After December 31, 2024 reporting period, the management authorized the FS of BSA Corp of February 15. So answer, dividends will not be reported as liability sa December 31, 2024 na FS, but rather kailangan siyang maging disclosure sa notes to financial statements. Okay? Next is yung going concern assumption. Yung going concern assumption, no, once na nagkaroon na ng management or kaya na-conclude na ng management na hindi na operable continuity, okay, no, meron ng possible, meron ng probability na hindi na ma-continue yung operation, na-conclude na, may kasiguraduhan na hindi na magtutuloy yung operation, kailangan i-adjust mo na yung financial statements mo sa ibang basis ng assumption. Okay? Example nun is kapag kuyari, magsasara na, no? Okay? Nag-decide na yung company to be liquidated o kaya naman na-cease na yung trading. Pag ganun, ipe-present mo na yung financial statement mo, not on going concern assumption, but rather, liquidation basis na ang presentation mo. Okay? Disclosure, okay? Ano example ng mga disclosure? So, yung mga non-adjusting events mo should be disclosed if such importance would affect the ability of the user to make proper evaluations and decisions. So, anong requirements, no? One is yung events daw, yung nature ng events, at yung estimated effect niya sa financial statements. Okay? So, example, yung nasunugan ng major plant. For example, i-disclose mo siya. Okay? So, disclose mo, nature niya is natural disaster, destroyed by fire. Okay? Tapos yung major effect niya, for example, 1 million yung cost, since decrease in asset, decrease in PPE worth 1 million. Okay? A company should update disclosure that related to condition that exists at the end of the reporting period to reflect any new information that it receives after the reporting period after those condition. So, continuous lang din yung pag-update, no, kapag nagkaroon pa ng existing ng panibagong information. Okay? So, company must disclose the date when the financial statements were authorized for issue and who gave the authorization. And if the enterprise owner or other have the power to amend the financial statements after issuance, the enterprise must disclose the fact. Okay? So, that's all muna, no, sa ating PAS 10, events after the reporting period, no. Sana may natutunan ka, no. Okay, so hanggang sa muli, salamat sa pakikinig. Paalam.